Hey guys, hope you all have been well. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're gonna do a style that I think I've already done where I talk about like my favorite makeup products from each category. But this I'm gonna flip a little bit and just do products that together creates my favorite or my go-to makeup look. Rambling done, let's get straight into the video. Starting off with primer. I would have to say that my favorite primer and what I like in terms of the way that it looks on my skin is very different. For the overall look that I like to go for, I really do enjoy the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I feel like that still allows the foundation, the powder, not to absorb all the oils on my skin. I love the finish that it gives when I've got all of my base makeup done. I feel like it gives me the healthiest looking application when everything's all said and done. The one that's most effective for me is the Becca Ever Matte Poreless or Pore Primer, something like that. That's the most effective, but it's not the best looking for me. The Tatcha one just makes my skin, so if it's based on looks, Tatcha is what I would go with. Foundation. For foundation, it is the same with favorite and best looking for me. It is the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation. I still have yet to find a foundation that matches the type of finish that it gives me. It's like just enough luminosity, just enough coverage, and it suits my oily skin where it doesn't overproduce oil, like it doesn't look greasy on my skin, but it's not matte by any means. Nothing, till this day, nothing makes my skin look as amazing as that foundation does. Stunning, I love it. Coincidentally enough, the concealer that I'm gonna go with is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. And much like the foundation, it's the perfect amount of coverage. It's like medium full, but it's blendable, and it's not as thick as some traditional concealers or foundations. It's very easy to blend out, very easy to build. It's a beautiful satin finish, and I can keep it looking satiny with the type of powder that I use, but it doesn't move on my skin. Powder. Overall, this is tough. I had struggle trying to pick, but I think that overall, the look, we're going for the look. I love the way that MAC MSF looks on my skin. It's slightly matte, slightly satin. It's just got this soft glow on it. It doesn't last the longest on my skin. I would say that longevity wise, the way that it works on my oily skin, definitely Rimmel Stay Matte. It just has always worked throughout the years and is the reason I continue to buy it. But it does give me that matte look, and I'm finding that I do like more of that, not luminous, not like very highlighted or glass-like, but just more healthy looking skin. And when it's matte, there's a lot of stuff that you have to do in order to bring back that healthy natural look, whereas I feel the MSF just does that without, you know, having to do those extra steps. And it is the powder that I have on my skin today. I don't necessarily use a lot of cream products on my skin, but I think it's worth mentioning that I have been obsessed with the Fenty Matchstick in Mocha. It's what I have on my skin underneath the powders. It's like this neutral tone, kind of more leaning warm, I would say, when buffed out on the skin, but it's that contour and bronze, and it blends well, and I feel like it leans a little bit more matte as opposed to those emollient creamy products that we generally get. It's got a bit more of staying power, so that would typically help with my, you know, oily skin. And it just sets as a great guideline, and it blends well when bronzer is applied on top of it. I just come on. For bronzer, I had a tough time with this. Is it really? I love bronzer so much. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go with Laguna from NARS. I mean, it's the only other bronzer that I've ever had to repurchase because I didn't completely finish the product. I definitely panned it, so that should say a lot. And even though it does have a bit of that shimmer in it, it's not very obvious on the skin. It's like this healthy bronzer look. And I think it does lean a little more cool than most of your traditional bronzers. And on top of the Fenty contour stick, dead. For blush, I went with NARS's Amor. It was that or Peaches from MAC. But I feel like with Amor, it is a peachy pink, so it will cover a lot more makeup looks. And the opacity of this blush is insane. It's the perfect amount of pink and peach, and those are the only two types of colors I lean towards. I do like neutral blushes. I think that category is a monster in its own for me because I just love it. But color wise, a peachy pink, a great peachy pink, you can't beat that combination. Highlighter, I would like to say that it's still NARS's Tribulation blush, but I feel like it's unfair because not many people know what I'm talking about since it's been discontinued. So with that said, I'm gonna go with the Dior Nude Glow highlighter. It's beautiful. I know it's newer to my collection. I've had every other one in my collection longer, but I just feel like when it comes to like staple, gonna use this every day, every single time I use it, it's probably gonna match whatever I'm doing. It just fits the bill. It's got a champagne kind of pinky twist to it, and I feel like champagne is sort of that peachy pink version of like blushes where it's just gonna fit a plethora of different looks, and so you don't have to think too much about, okay, what am I gonna put together to make sure everything looks cohesive. It's kind of no-brainer, you know what I mean? I'm so happy that I made the purchase. I know it's a, you know, more expensive highlighter, but I think it was worth the money and I don't regret it at all. Eyebrows, no-brainer. The Anastasia Brow Wiz in medium brown. I think that's the one I use. I always get ash brown and medium brown like confused because one is the pomade shade, one is the Brow Wiz. I'm talking about the Brow Wiz. The pencil, till this day, I've never been able to replicate or find anything close in pencil form. I love how thin it is. I love the fact that it's a bit drier, a bit waxier, and so it's not as easy to like draw lines on, so it looks natural on the brows as opposed to some of those creamier ones. I really don't like creamy brow pencils. Granted, I've never bit the bullet to try anything else, but that is how much I love that brow pencil. Like I'm obsessed, and it's that shade specifically in medium brown, but we happen to use its sister today. We're using that dip brow. The lashes that I'm going to go with will be the ones that I have on right now. These are the Ardell 113s, still my favorite. I prefer piecier, longer cat eye lashes, and this has everyone checked. It's not overly full, but it's definitely not natural. The lashes on the end definitely flare out and give a lot more volume and lift to my eyes. So this is just everything that I need. If Ardell ever decides to stop making these lashes, I'm gonna cry. I would buy 30 if that was the case, maybe 50. Okay, I'm thinking if there's anything besides lips and eyes that I need to go with. I was gonna do eyeliner, but I honestly don't use them enough to be like, I want to use this one. I just use one eyeliner, that's it. And I honestly prefer to use eyeshadow as eyeliner, so didn't make sense just to throw one out there for the heck of it. So I'm not gonna do eyeliner. We're gonna do eyeshadows and then lips, call it a day. So eyeshadow, I know for some people this is like the hardest part, but it was pretty simple for me. If you give me a MAC eyeshadow like a pro palette to fill with 15 eyeshadows, that would be all I need. And I know some people might say that's like a cop-out, but if you have been here for some time, you know that I would prefer to build my own palette than have one pre-made for me. It has always been that way. Let me actually look at what I have. 6 palettes that were built on my own. 4 of them are actual palettes that were built, and then the rest of them are quads. Yeah, I like to build my own palette. So a 15 pan palette from MAC will probably, it's gonna be enough. I didn't go as far as to think of what shades I would use. I know a couple off the top of my head. I would do expensive pink, wood winked, bronze, soft brown, saddle, ground brown, handwritten, espresso, and then 7 more. But pretty much like what I named, I already know, like that's going in the list. No questions about them. So me easy. MAC eyeshadows, that's just give me a 15 pan palette. I'm good to go. Now lips. Lips I'm gonna do as a combination because you can change them up any which way and it still looks pretty, but these 3 put together is my favorite lip combo. So it's gonna be MAC's Cork lip liner. Till this day is my favorite lip liner of all time. I've never ever been disappointed with any lip look where I use that lip liner. Then I would use MAC's Taupe lipstick. I just feel like on my skin it's the best to use every day with any given look. Sometimes I feel like Velvet Teddy or Kinda Sexy would pull a little too nude or a little too pink against my complexion, whereas Taupe, it just fits. I can do a purple eye, it'll match. I can do a pink inspired eye, it'll match. So the Taupe and Cork combination together is already like a really good lip look. But if I apply the Colourpop Ultra Glossy lip in Fairy Floss over top of it, forget about it. I do like to apply a little bit of gloss on top of my lips because they tend to get crackly. I have some dry lips, so having a gloss on top of it not only makes it look plump, but it also helps with the dryness on my lips. So that combination, it is one of my favorite lip looks, but it is also the effortless one. Like I could use it any which way. However I decide to do everything else, I can go with that combo and it will look good. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. If you want to share your full list of like my go-to makeup look products, please let me know down below. I would love to get your feedback on how you go about your makeup looks. This particular look will be on Instagram, first link in the description box down below, where I'll post a photo of the makeup look along with all the products in the caption. Till the next video, I hope that you and your loved ones are all doing well, are happy and healthy, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.